firing venom at a rave party in Noida. Cops right now are on his lookout. The BJP attacks Kejriwal over Delhi pollution. Schools are shut. Temporary ban on construction. The BRS working president KTR speaks to Republic. He attacks the Congress and the BJP and says the BRS is Telangana's A team. And the US Secretary of State in Tel Aviv for the third time aims to mediate for a temporary ceasefire. Let's get you this quick breaking update. Republic has been able to access the remand copy application of the accused Asim Das in the case. He's the person from whose residence a massive cash seizure has taken place just about yesterday. In the remand copy, the ED has claimed that the Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel was allegedly paid 508 crores by the Mahadev app promoters. So the ED there claims the Mahadev betting app promoters have given 508 crores to the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel. So is this a confirmation to what many are asking, whether there is a political link in the entire scam where this money actually has gone into the benefit of a political party? Was that then later also used for a political campaign? Now, this, remember, is going to be a significant story, keeping in mind that the Chhattisgarh elections are also just around the corner. You've seen the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel trying to distance himself from the entire app. But I'm just quoting this quick update that has come in from the Enforcement Directorate, and sources say that the ED actually has claimed the Mahadev betting app promoters have given 508 crores to the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel. The amount is significant. It is 508 crores. So was Bhupesh Baghel, the sitting Chief Minister from the Congress in Chhattisgarh, paid this 508 crore rupees by the Mahadev app promoters? We will have details of that in just a moment. I'm told Shavan is also joining us live. Shavan, what more do we know about this?
Well, in fact, this is the remand application of two accused, Bhim Singh as well as Asim Das. Remember, both of them were arrested late last evening from Raipur is what we are picking up. Remember, the Enforcement Directorate essentially acting on a tip-off that they had received, saying that one of the close associates of Mahadev book, their associates were sending in the money to Chhattisgarh, which they suspected was largely for some political delivery, is what the Enforcement Directorate was told. A trap was thereafter laid in a hotel and the residence of Asim Das, where the searches were carried out, resulting in crores of money being seized. Now, importantly, from this very remand application, a point that is made, point number 12, and I'm quoting from the remand application that has now been accessed by Republic TV. Remember, this is the remand application that was produced before the court earlier in the day. And this is what they say: examination of the email dated 2nd of November 2023 sent by Shubham Soni also revealed many other startling allegations, namely the regular bribe payments have been made in the past, and so far around 508 crore rupees have been paid by Mahadev app promoters to Bhupesh Baghel, Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. This fact needs to be independently corroborated by this directorate. Now, they do make a mention of the fact that this is what has come out in their investigation. The caveat here, let me just put this out, Deepthi. The fact is that the investigation is still being carried out. They certainly make a mention of the Chief Minister, but that is by way of the statement of an accused in this particular case. Now, for the Enforcement Directorate, it would be important that they corroborate this and perhaps also seek the explanation from the Chief Minister too. So far, remember, the Chief Minister has not been called in for questioning, so we do not know the version of the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh at this point in time. It's an allegation that has been levelled against the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh by an accused. Let me just once again reiterate that we are talking about the statement of an accused, which is yet to be probed by the Enforcement Directorate, but certainly finds a mention. It certainly finds a mention in the remand application that has been accessed by Republic TV. But this also comes on a day, Deepthi, when Republic TV independently has also carried out a deep undercover operation by which the political patronage and the association of policemen have been revealed in this investigation. That is the reason why perhaps even the Enforcement Directorate is making this kind of a stunning claim adds weightage to this entire investigation that has been carried out by Republic TV as well as by the central agency.
Now, you know, Shravan, this is coming just days before you have Chhattisgarh that's going to be polling very, very soon. Now, this is an election that many say is a do-or-die battle also for the Congress. Now, this entire allegation that has come forward clearly also has a backstory, because it is not just today that the name of Bhupesh Baghel perhaps has come out, and there is this huge amount, 508 crores, that the ED sources believe possibly is what has gone to the Chief Minister. But some days ago, I do remember people linked very closely to the Chief Minister have also been called in for questioning. Now, what is the backstory? How has the investigation progressed over the last few weeks, and who really are these political links who've been questioned so far, Shravan?
Well, in fact, Deepthi, with regards to associates of the Chief Minister, Vinod Verma, who is a political advisor to the Chief Minister, his statement has been recorded by the Enforcement Directorate. Some allegations have also been levelled against him, but Vinod Verma has taken a press conference in which he's essentially said that this is nothing but political vendetta, and the fact of the matter is that no such money has been linked to him or his family members through Mahadev. Now, that's a claim that's once again been made by the political advisor. In fact, if you also take a closer look at the investigation that has been carried out by my colleague Harsha from Chhattisgarh, in fact, uncle of the main accused also makes a mention of the political advisor. Not just that, if you take a look at what perhaps the Superintendent of Police had to say, he basically talks about a long conversation that he's had with the Chief Minister too. He too also makes a mention of Vinod Verma. Having said that, he also makes a point that he is independently not, investigated this entire matter as far as the political advisor is concerned. So, perhaps we cannot come to any sort of a conclusion at this point in time. But let's be very clear. If you look at the bigger picture that is emerging at this point in time from the investigation that has been carried out by the Enforcement Directorate and an independent investigation that has been carried out by Republic TV's SIT, it becomes abundantly clear that there is much more than what meets the eye. All this while, perhaps everyone thought that this had only a Bollywood link, but it goes way beyond that. Perhaps whether at all police officials were working in cahoots with the accused in Mahadev app, that becomes the bigger concern right now. And of course, the political patronage, alleged political patronage that was given to Mahadev owners.
All right, Shravan, for the moment, thank you for getting us the full backstory and the latest on that. We'll continue to track that story, and Harsha there has led that big investigation for us. A lot of those, remember, startling revelations is also what we'll play out on the show in just a moment. But you can also quickly tune into republicworld.com, where a lot of those details are already live. And the story obviously gains a lot of significance because you have this huge figure of 508 crores that the ED alleges possibly has moved to the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Bhupesh Baghel. This is an election season. Huge charges of money laundering there being levelled by the ED. We have Tuhin Sinha, spokesperson of the BJP, with us, along with Vineet Goenkaji, who's a political analyst. Shyam Prasad Meka is a leader of the Congress, but he's joining us as a political analyst on the show, along with Suman C. Raman. As I say, good evening to all of you, gentlemen. Mr. Meka, would you want to respond to what the ED says and the ED claims? 508 crores possibly they say, has gone for Bhupesh Baghel. Now, has he really taken that much of money from the Mahadev app?
That's for the courts to decide. A very simple thing is, this is expected. Take it from me, from now until the parliament elections, ED will work overtime trying to put cases on all the leaders from the opposition parties. This is nothing new. We expected this. Those who are bracing out for this are with us. Those who are afraid of going to jail or facing these cases, they went and joined with BJP. That's as simple as that. There's nothing surprising for anybody in this
Mr.
country.
Mr.
People
Mecca,
have seen this
this is
pattern
a
again and
response we've
again.
heard from almost anyone. From almost anyone. What happens this time around is that the opposition says that any charge that is being leveled on them, they say, yes, farzi. These are all bogus cases. The ED, the CBI are there to just get us. But then, Mr. Mecca, if you just go down in history, I don't even want to take the string of these examples of netas who said the same thing, parties who claimed vendetta, but when that matter goes to court, they get no relief. The first response from you should be that this is a pretty serious charge and we are open for a thorough investigation instead of just playing the victim card all the time, Mr. Mecca.
See, being open for a thorough investigation is by default. Nobody is saying we don't want the investigation. No. So simple thing is, I'm not going to speak what you want me to speak. I'm going to speak what I'm going to speak.
No, it's not what I want you to speak, Mr. Mecca. I'll tell you why, sir. See, the UPA has a baggage of corruption. You accept it or not, but there is that baggage of corruption. Now, today, when the ED claims that the Mahadev betting app promoters have given 508 crores to the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel in the probe so far, do you believe that's a serious allegation or not? Or you think this is just political?
It's a big allegation. I wouldn't say it's a serious allegation. It's a political allegation, and that's how the agencies are working. And as far as baggage is concerned, see, from my vantage point, NDA and the ruling BJP has a huge baggage of corruption. Why are we not talking about it, right? So you speak as if UPA has a baggage of corruption, as if that's a universal fact accepted by everybody. The political system in this country has a baggage of corruption. It's not only for UPA, right? And that's how we need
you
to
say
see
the
this.
agencies are compromised, but you clearly forget what Justice Lodha, I think, had famously said. Sumant, before I get in Tuhin to respond to this, he had spoken about a caged parrot, caged parrot. So I don't know, whichever side of the political aisle you're sitting on, it's easy to point fingers at the other side. But just look at the kind of money that the ED is talking about, Sumant, 508 crores. And they allege that there is a direct link of that money to the sitting Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel. Now, should the Congress party be concerned? Should they ask Bhupesh Baghel whether he's actually taken this money or not?
The Congress party should be concerned if such charges are not made 1 week or before the election. Because this has now become standard. I mean, they need a new script writer. Yeah, even the script is the same. Accused gives a statement with zero evidence. You take Delhi liquor policy case, accused gives a statement. I gave Manish Sisodia 5 crore. Then some other fellow says, I gave Arvind Kejriwal so much money. Nothing is backed up. Some fellow comes and says, I gave Mahua Maitra cash. No, another man says, I didn't give Mahua Maitra cash, I gave a handbag. I mean, this is becoming, it is reaching a stage where it is becoming a farce. People are really, I think that at some point, the ruling party must understand that this is going to be counterproductive. I would have been perfectly all right if they had got a few convictions and they had got a few people, convicted for offenses. Nobody has been convicted in 10 years. I cannot think of a single major case that has come to closure. 2G case on the back of which the NDA government actually came to power. What happened to it? 2018 judgment, appeal is still pending 5 years later. And the same CBI who asked for a day-to-day hearing in 2021 before Tamil Nadu elections has gone silent after that. I mean, people are not fools, Deepthi. I mean, up to a point you can pull this off, and I admit it. 2000, I am not for a moment saying all the opposition leaders are saints. Many of them may be guilty, but the fact that you have not succeeded in prosecuting a single person, successfully means that these are merely tactics
Okay.
to throw. For instance, Bhupesh Baghel, Chhattisgarh is slipping away from BJP. There is every opinion poll shows the Congress coming back to power in Chhattisgarh, retaining power. So I think that this is the last throw of the dice. Let's throw some mud on him because anyway.
But you
this
know,
gentleman
Suman, then going, if I may, before I get into Tuheen and Vineet to respond to what you have said, I'm just taking your logic a little further, Suman.
How was the money given?
If you
Was
say
it by
this is
check?
going to be counterproductive, this will actually help the Congress, this will help Bhupesh Baghel.
This will.
So why would the
This
BJP
will.
want to do something right now on the eve of elections that makes Bhupesh Baghel even stronger?
No, but I think that, see, they don't understand that the same strategy which probably worked 4 or 5 years ago, at some point people wake up, na? They can't go on being asleep. So that stage I feel has been reached now. And I think the people have started to see, look, all the opposition leaders are corrupt. All of them are guilty of various crimes. Nobody in the BJP is corrupt.
Okay.
Nobody is raided. Nobody is searched. And none of the opposition leaders against whom charges have been made have even been convicted. So come on, 10 years. I think the game is up. So I mean, this will go on, as Mr. Sham said. The same thing is going to happen for another 6 months. Till 24 election, leaders. Today there was a raid on the DMK minister E.V. Velu in Tamil Nadu. IT department raids in some 40-50 places connected with him and his associates. Last week there was a raid on another DMK minister, Jagat Rakshagan, a former minister. So this is par for the course. Delhi every day. Yesterday there was a raid on another Delhi AAP MLA minister. So I think that if there is a day which does not have an ED or
Suman,
IT
but,
raid against an opposition party,
even if I accept your argument, the clear counter question that I even asked Mr. Mecca, Sumant, is that, okay, you say this is political vendetta, but that political vendetta then will not stand in the courts of law.
It will not.
You should have people like Sanjay Singh, people like Manish Sisodia who would have walked out of jail. But till that happens, the agencies have a case to believe that the courts are accepting their investigation. No?
You have not understood the law of the land. The last I know is a man is innocent until proven guilty. None of these people have been proven guilty. That they have not been given bail speaks more about our judicial system than about the facts of the case. I'm sorry about it.
Okay, clearly it's about whether the glass is half full or the glass is empty. It's about a perspective. And like I said, Suman, it depends on which side of the political aisle that you're standing on that you see things differently. All right. But let's now get both Tuheen and Vineet Goenka to respond to charges that have come in from both Mr. Mecca and Suman. Tuheen, to you first. The timing, many would say, is suspicious. Just on the eve of elections, Tuheen. I mean, you're out there to get Bhupesh Baghel because Bhupesh Baghel is so strong, and all surveys tell us that the BJP is not winning the state of Chhattisgarh at all.
Good evening, Deepthi. The present revelation only shows that the Congress and money laundering gangs have an unbreakable bond. Instead of making accusations at us, instead of, insinuating motives towards us and towards the functioning of ED, they should realize that they are abetting, they are covering up an issue which involves national security. In the last 3 or 4 years, look at the gravity of the crime. This person, Chandrakar, he comes out of nowhere and obviously with impunity from state officials under the watch of the Chhattisgarh government. Because, I was reading some of the details and there is evidence that some of the officials, police officials actually facilitated people going to Dubai for training on operating these apps. So imagine the kind of complicity which existed at different levels of the government. And here, if there is an accusation against the CM, what is the big thing about it? Congress governments, Chhattisgarh is known as the ATM for there are all kinds of speculation of the kind of amount which they spent on UP elections. No, we don't dictate the timing of the ED. And I will give you one example. People say that, next in line is Hemant Soren. If we were really dictating the way ED works, ideally, with the kind of open and shut case that Hemant Soren is in, he would have been arrested 1 year ago. I think in Chhattisgarh, it is still an evolving situation. Let us wait for the details. But, I am really not surprised because Congress and money laundering gangs have a very old connection, a traditional, partnership between them.
I think Mr. Sinha.
Okay.
It is
I want
ironically
to quickly counter that
ironical-
point, but I want Vineet Goenkaji
ironical
also to make his
with the
first point.
elephant in the
Sumant
room,
is having a
you
good
should
laugh.
actually
You know,
speak
Sumant,
about
perhaps
money
then he'll
laundering.
believe in the
No,
country
Deepti,
corruption, money
Deepti,
laundering does not
Deepti,
matter.
Deepti,
You
he's
know,
laughing.
next time,
The
a
irony,
political
the
neta,
irony of the whole
next
thing,
time
one
a neta,
second, one
Sumant,
second.
is going to
Deepti,
be in
one
the middle
second.
of a scam
One second.
or a money
One
laundering
second, Deepti.
case. He doesn't
No,
need to
one
worry
minute,
because,
one
you know, the
minute.
party will
One
just say,
minute.
oh, this is political, the BJP's
I mean,
vendetta
there
or
is
the
a certain
Congress's vendetta,
gentleman.
and he can be good with the scam. You can continue to
there
have
is a
scams in the
certain
country like that.
gentleman-
But
there is a
Vineet
certain
Goenkaji,
gentleman
you know,
considered
politics,
close to
sir,
the
is also about
BJP
perception.
who's accused of
Politics
massive
is
money
also
laundering
about
scam.
perception, and largely when the enforcement directorate is putting out such a huge amount, you know, they say 508 crores is what they allege has gone into the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel. Is it okay for an agency to, you know, just put out these two bit of information in public domain to create a narrative like this that, you know, this man is corrupt, the chief minister there is corrupt? Because both Sumant and Mr. Mecca says this is only for headline management, this is only to hit out at Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel on the eve of elections. They say the case hasn't been proved.
Dipti ji, Ram Ram to you, Ram Ram to all my co-panelists and the viewers who are watching me right now. Before I give answer to your political question, let me tell you, whether it is game of skill or game of luck, both of them are betting. This leads to addiction, OCD, compulsory disorders. And then in turn, this leads to bankruptcy, losing money, and the criminal tendency of the child. The kids then get into stealing, violence. So, you know, this has to be first seen in that aspect. Number two, money has
No,
changed.
Vinit ji, if I may, I want to ask, why has the center not banned this app? Why haven't you banned this app?
I'll come on that. That's right. So let me complete. So I request the central government and all the state government, as you know, betting comes under state government. I would request that they should relook at this, ban this if it is possible. Two, if this has to be continued for revenue, like they have continued liquor for revenue, in that case, KYC should be made must. Payment deduction at source, tax deduction at source should be done for the first transaction so that the GST is collected nicely. Number three, if you see, there are two politicians, and I raise one more thing. We have not covered one thing. Miss Atishi of Aam Aadmi Party, the minister from Delhi, she was so vocal in the GST council. She went to an extent of calling this industry as to be a sunrising industry. She was advocating to reduce the tax slab. I really don't know what motivates, you know, Aam Aadmi Party to go into liquor transactions and go into this kind of gaming. And now coming to Chhattisgarh, it's an open and shut case of changing hands. I'm sure Mr. Baghel has this much of sense that he should resign, allow the agencies to have a free and fair investigation, and if the investigations prove that they are wrong, we should take, you know, some action on the officers. And in the meantime, like we have seen earlier also,
Okay, so you
you
say he needs to resign pending an investigation, Sumant. Why is that something that you believe that one must laugh over? You know, do we believe charges of corruption, money laundering are not serious?
We should not forget why.
Sumant, are we normalizing corruption and money laundering in the country, Sumant?
Can I speak? Has that man
Yes,
provided
Sumant.
any details of when, where, how he allegedly gave the money to Mr. Baghel?
Sorry, he can resign.
And accused is making a statement.
Investigation.
So I say supposing I say tomorrow I gave a BJP minister some money. Will these gentlemen ask the BJP minister to resign?
What's wrong with investigation?
What absurdity is this?
Put that where you know if you are making a
No.
charges.
Do you remember Arvind Kejriwal? Do you remember Arvind Kejriwal, Mr. Mecca? He famously has accused tons of netas of corruption. You know, famously, if you remember the case of Sheila Dikshit ji, the late Sheila Dikshit ji, chief minister, the former chief minister of Delhi. He said, "हम सत्ता में आएंगे, उनको जेल में डाल देंगे." Nothing happened. The same party today is doing business with you, and you clearly have no issues because you know you converge together on issues of corruption and money laundering, Mr. Mecca.
Deepti, see,
Mr.
the thing
Mecca.
is, the atmosphere in the country is, if there is corruption alleged on the political system, it will stick because that's in our mindset. People know that across the country. The question, what we are asking is,
you also know that money has changed hands.
not to normalize corruption. That's not what we are saying. The
That's what I'm
question is,
saying.
people
Let
are
Mr.
able to
Baghel
see
resign.
through
Let there
the
be a free
misuse.
investigation.
Yeah, 1 second.
He can resign and
People
let
are
there be a
able
fair
to
election,
see,
a fair investigation, sir.
through the deliberate misuse of agencies, just to
No, sir, they
target
can't go
other
scot-free. If
political
this
parties
comes
for political
untrue,
gains.
officers can
That's
be
what
taken
is
into
happening.
answer. Courts will take a
The,
view to that too.
see, we are not
I'm sure,
conducting
sir,
a trial
you are aware
here,
of this.
right?
But Mr.
On
Mecca,
this
Mr.
program,
Mecca, you're
Vinitji.
obfuscating the real issue here. I don't
You
know
know,
whether you watched the Republic
DP,
sting earlier or not, but in our
Mr. Mecca,
sting,
isn't it true that,
a
a
lot
good
of things
amount
come to the
has
fore.
been,
There is a mention of a Congress councillor. There is a mention of the chief minister possibly being in the know. There is a mention of the police saying, "Hum sab manage kar lenge." So do you not believe this warrants a thorough investigation? And now when the ED is talking about the chief minister himself.
This, see, every allegation needs to be investigated. There is no question
and so
about
the
it.
chief minister should resign and
But
allow
the
a free
point
and
is,
fair investigation.
it's very clear in front of the people. It's very clear what these agencies are doing, how they are being used, how they are being not just caged parrots, they are trained hounds.
No, why
That's
was
what
the
is the
CBI
situation of the
called
country, and
caged
people
parrot
know
and you
that.
were
Oh,
okay
come on,
with
sir.
this, but today you have
They
a
are
problem with the
collecting
ED
money.
and the
They are,
CBI going after those who
real
are
cash,
corrupt
sir.
and who are
How
indulged
is it
in
possible?
money laundering?
I don't understand this, Mr.
You
Mecca.
can't run with the
This is
hare and hunt
untrue.
with the hound, no, Mr. Mecca. If you say you're against corruption and money laundering, you must walk the talk.
Okay, Mr.
So that's what
Mecca,
we
one
are
question from
saying,
my side,
no?
sir.
The
Please help me
corruption in the
understand.
electoral
Sumanshil ji,
bonds, the corruption
Sumanshil
about
ji, please help me
PM-CARES fund,
understand.
But
the
the first
corruption in
response is
Adani scam,
this
corruption
is
in the
political
coal,
vendetta.
corruption in
One
the
gaming.
sports, corruption in the airports, that should be investigated.
So
That's
this
what
is
we are
about my
demanding. No.
corruption versus your corruption. Tuhin, I'll give
Corruption
the
is
final word to
corruption.
Tuhin.
It's not about anybody's
Tuhin, this is
corruption.
really about my corruption versus your
Deepti,
corruption. And it
you
is
know, like I
sad
mentioned-
that in the country today, it's come back to this, Tuhin.
No, it's certainly not come to that. You know, while this is an evolving case, in Chhattisgarh there is a multiplicity of scams. There is a coal levy scam. There is the liquor scam, which is very similar to the Delhi liquor scam. There is PSC scam. There is Gobar scam. There is Gothan scam. So, you know, if this Congress party has an iota of morality left in it, you know, forget what happens in this scam. The present CM should already have been replaced. But the point is, you know, till about a year ago, Congress had only 2 states. And I can understand the kind of pressure that Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan were to fill up the party coffers. So, you know, once this government is gone in the next few weeks, you will probably see 10 other scams coming out of the closet, and all of them are somewhere linked to the CM's office.
But they
But
say,
this
where
is
is the
coming out only
conviction?
because
They
they are
say
not
these are
going
only
out.
allegations,
So
no
conviction,
conviction.
money laundering
What
cases
happened to the
take
Vyapam
years.
scam?
Money
What-
laundering
what-
cases
what-
take years to get proved.
What is the update on
No, the point
Vyapam
is,
scam?
money laundering cases take many years. You know, even in Chara Ghotala, the case was unearthed in early 1990s. When did the conviction happen?
Give,
In
give me
2009,
an update about
2010.
Vyapam scam.
Fact is, you people will not be
Your
spared this time.
Mr.
You should be
Sinha.
prepared to face this music. Gone are the days when you escaped with a lot of, you know, with a lot of corruption. This time, you be
Mr.
prepared to face the music.
Sinha. Mr. Sinha,
Yeah, I want to make a personal.
why is
Okay,
the
Suman
CBI
wants to add to this,
why
then
is
we'll
the
close.
One line.
CBI
Can I add one line,
not
Vinit ji?
keen on pushing the 2G case? Please answer me, Mr.
I'll
Sinha.
come to you, Vinitji.
5
Just give me
years
30 seconds.
since the
Sumant,
appeal.
Sumant.
Please answer me, Mr. Sinha. You are the ones who said there was massive corruption in the 2G scam. 1,76,000 crore is the notional loss to the exchequer. You came to power on the back of the 2G scam. 10 years down the line, 4.5, the judge in his judgment wrote, the prosecution seemed to lose interest in getting a conviction. I mean, what can be more damning for you than that?
Suman, there are cases where eventually the decision of the court
Okay.
may not be in our favor, but please
No, but
don't
that was not the
condone.
point.
Please don't
I'm
condone
sorry,
the
sir.
scale and the
I am
the
sorry. I am
magnitude of
sorry.
corruption unleashed by Congress party in this government.
Sorry.
In-
How
in
many
this
of the
country.
Congress you made charges against Rahul Gandhi? That case is dragging on. No progress is happening there. You made charges against Robert Vadra. You said he has swindled land. Huge deal. Nothing is happening, Mr. Sinha. People are seeing
Rahul
that.
Gandhi is a
Nobody
politician
is-
out on bail tomorrow. You know, if Manish
Sir,
Sisodia
anybody can be
gets
made to be
bail
out on
back
bail.
his fact is,
Where
many
is-
of
where
these
are the
cases
convictions?
may not
Tell me
money laundering
five-
are
Tell me,
Sumant, there is
establishing-
I sense that there is a lot of tolerance when it comes to issues of corruption and money laundering. Both
Tell
Mr.
me
Mecca and
five
Mr. Sumant are joining
politicians
hands, but Tuhin,
where
these are
you got
valid questions I think that
conviction.
Sumant is raising. But Vinitji, I'll give you the last word. I'll give you the last word.
politicians
Do you
with
think
convictions in
Bhupesh
the last
Baghel
10
will
years.
even be asked to, right now put down his papers? Will he do that? Or like the response has been, this is just political vendetta?
So I'll rise above the political lines and the ideology and request Mr. Meka and also Shyam Prasad that please come together. We should fight this maniac of addiction of gaming. We should request the Chief Minister to resign, allow a free and fair investigation. At the same time, also ask Atishi ji what made her to advocate reduction of the GST. Why did she call this industry to be a sunrise shining industry? So both Atishi from Aam Aadmi Party and Baghel Saab are answerable to the people. The pointers are very clear. And I'm not talking to you as any political background. I'm requesting that generations to come. This is a new drug, sir. This is going to be very, very bad. So my request to you is whether it is a game of skill, whether it is a game of luck, we should ban that in India. If you can't ban, we should make KYC compulsory. We should deduct the GST at source. The moment the payment has been done, irrespective whether the guy wins or not, they should be paid and the repayment can be done later on.
But Vinitji, you should also say this to the ruling government. The centre can ban the app. No, Tuhin hasn't answered that question. If I just have limited time, I want to ask that question quickly to Tuhin. Tuhin, one of our viewers is asking that I must ask you, why haven't you banned this app in toto?
An abrupt ban, to my understanding, the investigation is happening at many levels, multiple levels simultaneously. An abrupt ban can actually erase some amount of evidence. You can rest assured that I'm pretty confident that no further transaction is happening via the app. But to create a panic situation might also mean erasing a lot of evidence which are currently being trapped, including those of the movement of the suspects and their conversations.
Dipti ji, gambling is a state subject.
Okay.
How can Tuhin ji or BJP or central government come in this picture? The state government has to ban it if it has to be banned.
But the app can be banned by the centre, no? But Mr. Mecca, clearly, Bhupesh Baghel tells us half of the story. He says the centre is not banning, but he can also regulate the activity of the app, no, Mr. Mecca? The point is, neither is the centre doing anything, neither is the state doing anything. You are playing this political football, and people have lost their money. And you play this battle of my corruption versus your corruption, Mr. Mecca. Is this how people of the country, will be spoiled for choice?
No. See, listen. I agree with Vinit ji. Actually, the government should take a serious note of these betting apps. This is not just about this particular case. There are betting apps left, right, center throughout the country. And I have seen many youngsters who are landing in trouble with these apps. This is a serious issue. I agree with him.
But what about
we should
Baghel?
Make a call, and as governments, as a civil society, we need to ensure, are we banning this entirely or are we going to regulate it if the complete ban is not possible? I think we need to apply
Bhupesh Baghel and his role in this? What about Bhupesh Baghel, Mr. Mecca, and his role in the entire scam? If he has nothing to hide, he should come forward, he should address the media right now and say these allegations are baseless. But he doesn't do that either.
No, let's do the investigation. No, he'll come and address the media when he chooses. He's busy with the election campaign currently. Election is hardly 15 days away.
So 508 crore is not a serious charge. Sumant, 508 crores is not a serious charge. This does not merit a response from the sitting Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh or from the Congress's top echelons.
No, I think that in the present circumstances, I would be surprised if he even replies to this, because it's so transparently a kind of a allegation. Okay, if this gentleman who made this charge gave documentary evidence, then it becomes a different issue altogether. An accused making a charge without producing
so you can't dismiss it, no, Sumant. You know that pending an investigation, this is an allegation, and clearly this will be proved in the court of law. But you're acting like an Kejriwal, who said Manish Sisodia to Bhagat Singh hai, inko Bharat Ratna milna chahiye. And on the other side, the Supreme Court is talking of a 338 crore tentative money trail.
Well, what is the money trail that the Supreme Court spoke about? 338 crore is not the money trail. Unfortunately, they got it wrong. 338 crore is the total profits which were made
The
by
Supreme
the
Court gets it
contractors
wrong,
as a
the
result
ED
of the
gets it wrong,
policy.
the CBI gets it wrong.
I'm sorry.
Tuhin.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Every agency,
338
including the
crore
Supreme Court, also
is
gets
not
things wrong
money.
now.
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, that is the case because they have called profits made by contractors as proceeds of crime based on a policy decision. If this is going to be the case, every single contract issued and every single contractor can potentially
So,
be
you know,
sued,
you're okay.
and the
You're
money can
okay
be
if the
called
Supreme
proceeds of
Court
crime.
says, you're okay if the Supreme Court says that there is no 2G scam. You're okay with that. But
Supreme
you have
Court
a
has not
problem if
said
the
it.
Supreme Court says
Supreme
that
Court has
Manish
not
Sisodia
said it.
cannot be given a bail because there is a
Supreme Court has
quote-unquote
not
338 crore tentative money trail.
The Supreme Court never said there is no 2G scam. When
Yes,
did the
Sumant.
Supreme Court say this? When did the Supreme Court say there is no 2G scam?
Mr. Mehta
Only
said कि कोई
BJP now
scam नहीं
seems
है
to
ना.
believe there is no
So
2G
you're okay
scam.
if the court verdict is in the favor of a political party that you perhaps lean towards, but you have a problem if the same court opines on another issue.
It is not a judgment. The court has not pronounced Manish Sisodia or Sanjay Singh or Satyendra Jain or any of the others guilty. I have not seen a single verdict which has convicted any of them.
But they haven't got a bail, right? If you've read the court order, Sumant, it is pretty scathing. But you know, I don't want to obfuscate from the real issue. All that I'm saying is there is a charge. And it's a huge charge. It's a huge charge of 508 crores. And it's getting linked to the sitting chief minister of Chhattisgarh by the enforcement directorate.
is
Court has
guilty.
not given them bail. All these people are guilty then. Why do you need a trial? You can straight away convict them. No? Why do you need a trial? Umar Khalid hasn't got bail in 3 years.
Yeah, but you
So he must
can't
be guilty,
play
right?
the victim card always. That's what I'm saying, Sumant.
I'm asking
The
you. So
Congress
you
should
are-
say
why do you
that
have
these
a
are pretty
trial?
serious charges
No, then
and
why do
Bhupesh
you have a
Baghel
trial?
must respond.
I don't think he will
Is that too
respond.
much
I don't
to
think
ask
it is
for?
necessary. I don't think it is necessary. Let somebody, I'm sure the media will
It
ask
is
him
not
this question at the
necessary.
and unlike certain other people, Mr. Baghel does address the media at regular intervals. In fact, he speaks to them every other day on the campaign trail. So I'm sure they will ask him this question. He will give a response tomorrow. If he has not already, I haven't followed. whether he has
Tuhin,
been asked
I don't know
today.
why you've taken a back seat in this entire debate. I am towards the fag end, but I just have limited time. Then, you know, when it comes to corruption, when it comes to issues of money laundering, Tuhin, why is the opposition today citing that all the corruption is just in the opposition's camp? BJP के कोई भी नेता में corruption नहीं है.
No,
BJP is such a
let
clean
me
party. And they say these charges don't stand.
No, let me explain to you. 6 months ago, they were making all sorts of allegations against us before the Karnataka election. It's been 6 months. Now, every state government has equal power through the ACB.
You
to
lost that
pursue-
election. You lost that election. Corruption
No.
was a huge issue, Tuhin.
No, what am I trying to say? You
You
hear
lost
me
that
out.
issue. Corruption did become a huge issue.
Will you hear me out, Deepthi? What am I trying to say? They made
Yes.
such wild allegation. It's been 6 months now. The state government has equal powers to move to pursue the investigation through the ACB Anti-Corruption Bureau in the state. Why have they not proceeded with
That's
the
what I'm
investigation?
saying, Tuhin. It's a fixed match. It's
that
a
shows
fixed match
all
between
their
the ruling government
allegations-
and the
that shows
opposition.
all their allegations were wild
The people
and
here are
baseless.
at a loss
Fact
because you
is,
people
as a
decide my
country,
corruption, your
these
corruption.
opposition parties are corrupt by nature. You know, I have been fair enough to say that, you know, forget these 508 crores for it's an evolving situation. We will see how it pans out. But already there are 1,500 crores worth of scams which are already under judicial investigation in Chhattisgarh. So, you know, ideally the CM should have already resigned by now. All of these cases, charge sheets have been filed. I enumerated 5 of these cases: Gotan scam, Gobar scam, you know, the coal levy scam, liquor scam. He should have already resigned by now.
Okay, there are multiple
Mention
scams
Vyapam
that
also.
Tuhin is talking about, Mr. Mecca. Vineet Goenka ji, before I get in, both Mr. Mecca and Sumant.
So you asked one question to Mr. Tuina. I would like to answer that question. It is the leadership and the characteristic of the leadership which the Karyakartas and the common men, you know, imitate, they mock it. So when you see Sri Narendra Modi ji, he is clean, being very, very nice. People like to behave what he behaves. When you see Mr. Gandhi and his claim, whether it was Rajiv ji, whether it was Indira ji, they were corrupt. They have been proved corrupt. So naturally, their entire organization behaves like that, and they also behave in the same fashion that they think that corruption is the right thing. That's why you see
There
that
was,
I think they would
Rajiv,
rarely have a corrupt person in their team. And on the Congress, corruption is the certificate of growing big in that party. So that's the answer to you. But
What
coming
about
back to
Ajit
the point,
Pawar? You know,
we have
I
to
will
discuss
always and
why
always remember
Atishi
that
and
example.
Baghel
Chakki
have been
piecing
so
and
soft to
piecing.
gambling.
Chakki piecing and piecing, Vineet Goenka ji. And then he's today working with the BJP.
He's a deputy
he
CM.
has been purified.
I tell you very simple. Atishi ji has to come out and say why she was so vocal of reduction of GST in gaming. Number two, Mr. Baghel has to come out right now, resign, allow the investigators to do an investigation which is free and fair. And people know that it has been there. So we don't have to wait for the investigation to come. See, I have not seen any conviction in the 1984 till now. I have not seen. There was a conviction in the bomb case after 30 years. Courts they take their own time. But at the same time, the accused should have a responsibility to resign from the post, allow the agencies to investigate. So my request through you to Mr. Baghel would be that please resign, allow the investigators to investigate. If they are wrong, you can always...
Is he going to be arrested? Is he going to be arrested next? Will the ED move on to arrest Bhupesh Baghel? Like the AAP says, Arvind Kejriwal was to be arrested, but that hasn't happened yet.
I think it's a.
They can do that if they
you're
want to
asking it
give
on a
him a
lighter
3/4
note.
majority.
I'm sure you're asking it on a lighter note. The ED decides its own processes. It carries its own investigation. So, based on the accusation, it will only enhance the investigation. It will obviously, possibly, call him for questioning. Now, it is for Mr. Baghel to decide whether he decides to evade it, like Hemant Soren has 4 times he has evaded the summons. Arvind Kejriwal has taken a cue. He has evaded it once. So it is up to the Congress leadership to decide whether they want to cooperate or eventually they want to push the ED into a situation where the ED will have to act firmly.
Dipti ji, I would like to take this chance.
Okay, good point, good point. And just the last 10 seconds to Mr. Mehta. Mr. Mehta, will Bhupesh Baghel cooperate in the investigation or he will evade the agencies like Arvind Kejriwal?
I think that, okay, yeah, Mr. Mecca. Yeah.
Is that question to me, Dipti?
Yeah.
Mr. Mecca. Yes, it is.
That question
Mr. Mecca, can you hear me?
No, I think he...
Oh, I think we've just lost that line with Mr. Mecca. But Sumant, should Bhupesh Baghel right now cooperate with the investigative agencies or he can be as evasive as Arvind Kejriwal is?
No, I think that, right now he's in the middle of campaign. So elections are less than 10-15 days away. So I think once the elections are over, obviously he would cooperate. I don't see any problem in cooperating because there's nothing to cooperate here because, these are just allegations which are made loosely by an accused. And, and of course, Mr. Baghel will resign because before he is sworn in again, usually you have to submit their resignation. So I'll assure both Mr.
You're
Jain
predicting his victory.
And Mr. Sinha.
Interesting times. On a day where the ED says 508 crores has gone to Bhupesh Baghel, you say he's coming back to power again. So, okay, that is Sumant and his prediction. But thank you all, gentlemen, for joining us. We are watching that space closely. But don't go anywhere because on the other side of this very quick break, we are putting forward highlights of the Big Republic SIT investigation that has set the agenda in the poll-bound state of Chhattisgarh. And the name of Bhupesh Baghel is doing the rounds on the other side. Find out why.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Presented by Har Ghar Ka Hero, Greenply Ka E0. Powered by Edelweiss Mutual Fund, SIP se sab hoga.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
I'm getting someone to help you, Bertram.
Help me, sir?
Yes, someone to pamper me.
Pamper you, sir?
The next gen MG Hector. It's a human thing.
65 इंच 4K। देख मन, फिसल मत। यही चाहिए, यही लूंगा, यही चाहिए। प्राइस तो देख। तू इस बार भी नहीं लेगा ना? लूंगा ना, अगली दिवाली।
अपने मन की विश को मत टालो। SBI कार्ड के फेस्टिव EMI ऑफर्स के साथ जो मन चाहे ले डालो।
यजमान, हमारे पिताजी आपके पिताजी के पंडित थे, तो इस हिसाब से हम आपके पंडित हुए। आप लिस्ट बनाइए।
लिखो लिखो लिखो।
होल्ड ऑन जजमान, खुल जा। ये लीजिए पूजा का हर पात्र का समाधान WHPjewelers.com।
सबके लिए कुछ खास।
मैडम सर, छुट्टी चाहिए थी।
क्यों?
दिवाली की गिफ्ट्स खरीदने। अब सबकी पसंद अलग अलग, तो 10 जगह घूमना पड़ेगा ना।
मिश्रा जी बताइए।
स्मार्ट बाजार फेस्टिवल सेल में हर गिफ्टिंग आइटम एक ही जगह मिल जाएगा,
वो भी सबसे कम दाम में।
तो अब छुट्टी का क्या करोगे?
सोच के आई है, चलिए।
आ गया फेस्टिवल सेल 1 से 15 नवंबर। इस दिवाली सारी गिफ्ट आइटम सबसे कम दाम पे चाहिए।
स्मार्ट बाजार चलिए।
Poems, not my thing.
Are short stories your thing?
Yeah. I actually have some other app.
PhonePe accepts money from any app, whatever's your thing.
Actually, I'll take this thing also. Yeah.
वोल्टास बैको
ये 30 दिन तक फ्रूट्स और वेजिटेबल्स
को फ्रेश रखता है। और तुमने मान लिया। वैसे भी 30 दिन की सब्जियां कौन खाता है?
तो
वोल्टास बेको डुअल कूलिंग रेफ्रिजरेटर की स्टोर फ्रेश टेक्नोलॉजी से सब्जियां 30 दिन तक फ्रेश रह सकती हैं।
वोल्टास बेको, टेस्टेड बाय रियल मॉम्स।
मैडम को पैसे से प्यार नहीं है।
भाई साहब, पैसे से प्यार है तभी तो AU से करार है।
ऐसा क्यों?
आपका बैंक सेविंग्स अकाउंट पे इंटरेस्ट देता है
3 महीने में एक बार।
मेरा AU हर महीने। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी। AU स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक, बदलाव हमसे है।
जब एक दिया जलता है, पूरा घर रोशन हो जाता है। सोचिए, जब आस्था के दीप जगमगाएंगे और प्रभु श्री राम के अयोध्या आगमन का उत्सव मनाएंगे, तो कैसा अलौकिक दृश्य होगा, जो अपने आप में एक कीर्तिमान होगा और पूरी राम नगरी डूब जाएगी दिव्य अलौकिक दीपोत्सव की जगमगाहट में। आप भी सपरिवार इस विश्व कीर्तिमान का हिस्सा बने और अपनी अयोध्या नगरी को विश्व मानचित्र पर आने का उत्सव मनाइए।
भव्य दीपोत्सव उत्सव त्योहार है, ज्योतिर्मय तेज है, ये रोशनी की धार है। पाप पर प्रहार है, सच की जीत की हुंकार है। दिए से दिया जलाए, राम राज सरकार है।
11 नवंबर सरयू घाट पर आइए और प्रभु श्री राम की महिमा गुनगुनाइए।
The boldly stylish and comfortable Honda Elevate. You're the chase.
This Diwali, New Hawkins, good old friends, fun times again. खूबसूरत सी तुम कोई चिंता करो, पीछे भरोसा खड़ा है तुम्हारे, तुम नया कल बनाते रहो।
जब कोई हमारी बाकी चिंताओं को संभाल लेता है, तो हम कर पाते हैं खूबसूरत सी कोई चिंता। टाटा कैपिटल में हम आपकी हर फाइनेंशियल चिंता को संभाल लेते हैं, ताकि आप करें सिर्फ खूबसूरत चिंताएं।
टिप चाहिए? पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा और मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ? सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Republic investigates India's biggest political scam.
betting racket, Bollywood and political link. India's biggest political scam, debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Powered by Reva University, a social impact multidisciplinary university. Century Ply Club Prime, Raho Befikar. Co-powered by Hyundai. It is safe if it's 6.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
65 इंच 4K देख मन फिसल मत यही चाहिए यही लूंगा यही चाहिए तो देख तू इस बार भी नहीं लेगा ना लूंगा ना अगली दिवाली
अपने मन की विश को मत टालो SBI कार्ड के फेस्टिव EMI ऑफर्स के साथ जो मन चाहे ले डालो
PC Chandra Jewelers presents Dhanteras Dhan Varsha offer. 25% off on jewelry making charges, 10% off on the value of diamonds and precious stones, 100 rupees off per gram of gold jewelry. Win attractive mega prizes. Offer valid till 11th November. Terms and conditions apply. Visit us today. PC Chandra Jewelers, a jewel of jewels.
ये सब क्या है?
शनाया और शिवा
अर्फी
सुना है तुम दोनों ने घर बनाया है
पिंक वाला
घर की नींव में क्या लगता है
हमारा प्यार
प्यार नहीं कमजोर TMT का भार होगा रॉकेट सिंह
अर्फी लेकिन हमने तो एकदम सॉलिड TMT बार लगाया है
मतलब रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार जंग से न माने हार रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार है बिल्कुल रेडी
Hey Alexa, start the robo.
Introducing Forbes Robo Vacuum Cleaner. Daily cleaning as easy as 1, 2, 3. It dry vacuums, even wet mops, and recharges automatically. Get the Forbes Robo Vacuum Cleaner from Eureka Forbes.
आपका बैंक सेविंग्स अकाउंट पे इंटरेस्ट देता है
3 महीने में एक बार
मेरा AU हर महीने सोच बदलो और बैंक भी AU स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक बदलाव हमसे है
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
The government of Odisha has always been a farmer's government. Thanks to the exemplary policy of the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik, Odisha is now a frontrunner in India in extending MSP support to millet farmers. The direct benefit transfer support for adopting improved practices of millets has been increased from 14,500 rupees for 3 years to 26,500 rupees for 5 years per hectare for the upliftment of farmers. The Odisha government has allocated rupees 2,687 crore till 2026-27 for the implementation of millet mission, which will directly impact over 5 lakh farmers across 30 districts in the next 5 years. In yet another historic step by the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik, millets have now been introduced into the PDS in addition to rice. By this, countless tribal millet farmers will be immensely benefited as well as financially empowered. To celebrate International Year of Millets and Mandya Divas in 2023, Government of Odisha is organizing an international convention on millets on November 9th and 10th at Janata Maidan, Bhubaneswar.
देखिए डॉक्टर्स आपकी प्रॉब्लम्स को समझकर प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिखते हैं इसलिए बीपी डायबिटीज जो भी लाइफस्टाइल डिजीजेस हो उन्हें नजरअंदाज मत कीजिए सही दवा लीजिए सही टाइम पर लीजिए और डॉक्टर की सलाह से ही उन्हें छोड़िए खुद से नहीं मैनकाइंड फार्मा सर्विंग लाइफ
Do you know there's an investor protection fund for investors, IPF, but if your trade isn't executed on the exchange or if it's some guaranteed return scheme, then even IPF will not be able to help you.
And what if your broker becomes a defaulter? Then?
In that case, IPF can provide you with compensation.
Where did you learn this?
NSE's website.
Poems, not my thing.
Are short stories your thing?
Yeah. I actually have some other app.
Phone Pay accepts money from any app, whatever's your thing.
Actually, I'll take this thing also. Yeah.
This Diwali, New Hawkins, good old friends, fun times again. हूबहू तू मुझसा है, रंग भरा एक किस्सा है। तू वो यार है, तू ही त्योहार है।
हर कार में है त्योहार। मारुति सुजुकी अरीना, find your match.
ये वाला तो गूगली है।
वो वाला?
ये वाला तो सिक्सर है।
कौन सा फ्लेवर बिजनेस बढ़ाएगा? ये खूबसूरत चिंता आप करिए। बिजनेस लोन की चिंता हम संभाल लेंगे विद ओवरड्राफ्ट लाइक बेनिफिट्स एंड नो कोलैटरल अप टू 75 lakhs.
You are the one. Unmatched. Unequaled. Unbeatable. LG OLED Evo, the one and only.
Republic investigates India's biggest political scam. Betting racket, Bollywood and political link. India's biggest political scam, debating tonight at 9 p.m. FIR against top YouTuber Elvish Yadav. Did Elvish provide venom at drug parties? Elvish rave party busted, debating tonight at 10 p.m.
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.